What's going on, guys? It's your boy Krod7435 repping out for the 518, and I got ourselves a really good video of this awesome lady. More so, she's like, well, yeah, she's only 2 years older than me, but you know, I'm only 22. She 24, repping out for the UK, yo. Oh, let's go. Muay Thai champion, right? Yeah, she's like, oh wow, she's like a really, you know, great fighter. This is Iman Barlow. She is a very terrific fighter. She has a very bright, you know, bright future actually, and I actually do kind of follow Muay Thai a little bit, or more so, I actually follow it like a lot, because Muay Thai fighters should be fighting UFC fighters, and that shit should be blasting all over the fucking, you know, internet. Cause yeah, because girls, they're starting to get more tougher, and technically, like, you know, with more talent, you have more people just getting back into this shit. So yeah, let's get right into it. You know, like, I've spoken to her. She's a very nice lady, or very nice person. And I'm actually getting a sweater, so I will be making a little bit out of that. But no, like, I do like her. You know, like, I'm a pretty good fan of hers, so I show out my love, and you know, like, I've shown her what I'm getting myself into. I'm trying to become a video game designer, but obviously she's trying to go after the gold. She's trying to go after the gold rush and take all them girls down and show them, like, bitch, I'm better than all of you. Woo! Let's get right into it. Let's go. Gotta raise the shit up. MMA+UK.com.
Grace Giorgio here for MMA Plus at Muay Thai Grand Prix 6, joined now by Iman Barlow. You were supposed to be fighting tonight, and you're not. Before we kind of talk about what transpired, how you doing? I mean, you just told me you're on a bit of a sugar rush right now. You know, gone on your binge after your fight falling through.
Yeah. So obviously I was having a I was on weight, and then I found out I wasn't fighting. Took me a while for that to process, and then I started eating, you know, some nice foods, yeah. And yeah, I'm a bit like excited to be here, obviously, to watch the fights and support my friends and see everyone, and kind of like relaxed, you know, because you know you're not fighting, but also, you know, people are coming up to me and saying, oh, I'm sorry you're not fighting, and so I am gutted, but I'm glad to be here as well. Obviously, I would have liked to be here in the different circumstances fighting, but still happy.
Yeah, so obviously you were scheduled to fight from the Deacon, defend your bantamweight championship, massive fight, to fight for the bantamweight championship. Sorry, you know, we've talked so many times, I've got so many different titles, but yeah, so you were scheduled to fight for that bantamweight title, massive fight, especially with the circumstances that surrounded you, past several months. You know, so you've been a girl that a lot of people have been interested in. Glory, of course. You're fighting over Infusion next month. I mean, how important was it to actually fight tonight and to get a win over someone who is, you know, she's classed as one of the best fighters in the weight division?
Yeah. So obviously, I went to America a couple of months ago, and I won the Lion Fight title. And coming home to England, bringing that back here was amazing. And then obviously, I'm fighting with their co-promoters, MTGP, and then, you know, a couple of months later to try and win their world title, and to kind of go, you know, I am the champ kind of thing. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
So I've just got it, and obviously I wanted to bring the Lion Fight belt down here and, you know, show everyone, and because, you know, it happens in America and a lot of people see it on social media, so I wanted to show everyone kind of thing. So I'm just gutted, really.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you are a base. You be taking them girls down, and you be breaking jaws, but obviously I wish I could do a full fight review, but I don't want to try to, you know, outhold this video, or make this video any longer, which I could probably do it, but no, definitely she's a very talented fighter. If you guys, you know, don't know who she is, you should really look up her name. She be knocking girls out with a passion. Like basically, what's really interesting in the Muay Thai industry is, like, you know, like once the whole invention of the sport came through, it was actually, you know, kind of through the same sense of female boxing when it was actually popular. And then, you know, when, you know, women's boxing died down, that's where more girls are trying to find different ways to get popular in their fighting skills. And that's why, you know, like that's why that they were pretty lucky to get into like the UFC and actually be on fight cards. And then the UFC is now actually doing 1 to 2 bouts, you know, per fight card, to have women go up against each other, and basically they're just hitting each other like real men. And I mean, personally, it's really good for the boxing community that they're now revamping it back up. And I mean, you know, like there's multiple women out there like that I'm pretty sure that could really kick ass. And I mean, like I just did a video on Kenya, and I mean, like if Kenya was like American, like I'm pretty sure that she would have just said, yeah, like, you know, that the U.S. really needs to improve on having more fights being broadcast and more online, and it actually brings a more stronger sense for the female boxing and the female fighting industry, because more women are actually being, you know, exposed higher, and there's no type of, you know, imbalance of men having to be on the fight card more than a girl. Because I think if it's 50-50, at least you're getting both, you know, gender action, which I'm not trying to say that as a sexist thing, but, you know, more people get buzzwords, you know, out of what the fucking, well, how should I say it, out of their own vocabulary vernacular. But in all honesty, you know, Iman, you're a beast. You know, obviously, you know, like she got a fight coming up in July, and you know, like she's a very lovely person, and actually she's a pretty good fan of COD, even though that she's only good at, like, well, no, well, she told me that she likes zombies. So I mean, if you want to collab and do that, then I will be here. I will be busting that ass on my hand. But let's continue, and let's see what she got to say about Tiffany Van Soest. She is a pretty good fighter. I've seen her knock somebody out really bad. And I mean, personally, like, it's kind of funny because, you know, even with fighters who are pretty short, you know, they have like a more faster combo to let their punches go. And I think it's really weird because, you know, when you look at it with boxing, you know, guys like Adrian Broner and Floyd Mayweather, you know, that basically explains it all, when you could actually move a lot quicker around the ring, and you could do more with your, you know, counter punching and your offset jabs and just a whole bunch of other stuff. But it's like, you know, like the main thing is that, you know, in boxing, in, you know, all honesty, it's all about trying to go for the win. It's not really just trying to pummel your opponent and then you come out clean. Like basically, there's even fights where people don't even really fight, and then they're just really doing it for money. But now, you know, when you see it, you know, in the more female boxing or fighting industry, more girls are actually doing it for the, like, basically for the love of the sport. And I'm actually kind of happy for that, because it actually kind of brings in a more thriving, you know, how should I say it, more thriving, you know, dedication and commitment. And I think that's really good, to bring that type of exposure, because at least that way, you know, with more connections that they find to try to get signed with, or try to get sponsored, or get help from other people that could help them, then I think that would bring their name out a lot bigger, to my opinion.
You fought in Live Fight, you won that belt. A lot of people on social media are like, oh, how can we watch him on fight? Unfortunately, there was no television deal to show Live Fight over here. But, you know, how was the reaction when you came home? And, you know, Lion Fight's a massive promotion. It's a huge championship to win as well.
Yeah, I think I didn't realise until I was out there, and, you know, they started promoting it on social media, and everyone from England started getting behind me. And I think that's the beauty of the sport. You know, the community kind of pulled together and wish you the best of luck. And it kind of like makes me proud to be representing my country and everyone. And then the messages after that I was receiving were amazing. All like good things from American people and obviously English. The Americans have tuned in and watched it on the AXS Live channel. Yeah. So everything, all the feedback I've been getting is like great. So obviously I was in for about 2 weeks after that win, still off it. Like, it was great.
Yeah, and obviously that adds to the frustration of not being in active competition tonight. You know, it's kind of a surreal thing, because how many times have we spoken? The truth is, you know, you said it as well, there's no one really out there that you believe in the bantamweight division anyway that can match you. Of course, it was talk about super bantamweight, you know, that was a bit of a, you know, alternate decision there. But bantamweight right now, looking at the landscape, is there really much there for you to be like, yeah, I'm going to go and challenge myself?
Well, to be fair, like I see it as them challenging me. Like a lot of people kind of think, you know, oh, you're fighting so and so, you've got this, you've won it. But every time an opponent is put in front of me, I see them as a challenger. I see them as the winner, and they're going to beat me, and that's kind of what I focus on. I never ever underestimate anyone, and I think that's kind of what keeps me on top. It's just like keeping me hungry. I kind of see myself as an underdog when I've grown to realise that no one else sees me as that, and I think it's important to...
Girl, let me put it like this: you ain't no underdog, you the GOAT. Segna, but yeah, that's definitely basically with life anyway. Like that's kind of how I feel, even when I get into discussions about video games or basically anything that I do on this YouTube channel. And personally, to me, like I think the main concept of what you do for your career, you want to make sure that you come out good, but you don't want to be so cocky about everything, because when you take that end as your primary plan of action, then you're not really being the committed type of person to achieve what you wanted to achieve, because you've tried to be so greedy with how everything is taken into your own like talent. So I'm actually kind of happy that that she did say that, because that's basically what most girls are really happy to do for the love of the sport. And regardless of how many wins or losses that you take, that's part of life anyway. Like I mean, like with me, like I know that I've had surgery back in 2015, and that prevented me from doing wrestling, but that still doesn't stop me to go out, play basketball, and actually have fun every day. And if anything, if I really wanted to, I could cut weight and I could literally go back into wrestling, or probably do mixed martial arts, or even do college basketball. But the thing is like you don't need to do that if you don't want to. And I think that even at that point, especially for doing a sport like Muay Thai that requires a lot of running, a lot of fucking just a lot of working on your legs, so that way you could perform better on combos, hits, making sure your stand-up is okay. And I mean, that's true dedication. And I mean, personally, I'm just kind of surprised, even in boxing, a lot of people just think in boxing it's all about making your face strong enough to not get pummeled as much. But no, it's all about the stand-up too, because it's once your legs start getting tired, it's a ton of fighters can easily take advantage of that and then brutalize you. And that's why that I've liked fighters, especially from the female side, like Chrissy Martin, Regina Halmich, Ada Velez, Melinda Cooper, which I actually want to collab with Melinda. She is a very nice lady or woman that has taught me a lot over Twitter. Twitter is unstoppable. But no, it's pretty good that I've talked with a few fighters, and it's just kind of weird. It's when you actually talk to people that in all honesty, yes, they're popular on ESPN, but it's when you really think about it, it's just like any other person. Because I spoke with this one other guy that's actually in the NBA. His name is Quentin. I think his last name is Richardson. Yeah, Quentin Robinson. Yeah, that sounds about right. But he was originally selected by the Utah Jazz, which the Utah Jazz could have fucked up the Warriors, but they got butt fucked. But no, basically, he was traded off to the New Orleans Pelicans, and he actually tells me that he goes through a lot of workouts to actually maintain. And I'm just really surprised, wow, these pro athletes are actually doing a lot of work, and they're even confessing to the fact yeah, it's really not that easy. And I mean, personally with me, because I have a lot of respect for any type of athlete, and that's why that I like talking about sports on my channel, because I don't think that I would have gotten 300 plus views on just being the type of person that I am. And it's basically with me, because I'm not gullible. I don't listen to anybody's content. I do this as a hobby, and I know that my career, I'm gonna be making mad bank, bro. It's I don't need to be worrying about what I do, but I want to get better so I can you know, make my own portfolio of ideals and making sure that I can get myself to that point. But as for Iman's situation, no, like, you know, like, she's definitely there. She has multiple titles, and I mean, you know, like, I'm really happy that, you know, for even to get in contact with a person like her and, you know, kind of hear what she's saying, you know, like, that's like your typical nice, you know, humble athlete that you would pick, you know, any day of the week.
Stay grounded, and that's how you, you know, you keep focus on training and focus on the prize.
Yeah. Let's talk about women's Muay Thai in this country. It's going from strength to strength. It all kind of started with Julie Kitchen. Of course, there was a bunch of other fantastic female fighters before that, but she was one that really put it on the pedestal. And we have you, we have Dakota Cheva, Amy Kearney. The list goes on and on. The surreal, kind of talented female fighters we have in this country. And honestly, I think that we can match up anywhere in the world with our female fighters. Is there something you'd agree with?
Yeah, definitely. Don't go away. Yeah, I definitely think that. I think women in the UK, I actually think that women in the UK are one of the best, you know, kind of countries out there. Obviously, the males in Thailand are known to be like the best in the sport, and I think women in the UK are the strongest and one of the best in Muay Thai. I think we're better than Thai girls, and I think we're slowly becoming better than Europeans, and I think we're a strong group, and you know, we're only growing. Like you say, all them names, they're great role models, they're great fighters, but they're also great girls, and I think that's what, you know, we're all down to earth, and that's what's good about us, and that's why, you know, the sport's growing as well.
Yeah, I think the key word there is role models. You see so many people tweeting and asking questions about, you know, you, Dakota, and it's just really great to see, because you're all still a very young bunch of, you know, of female fighters, of women, and it's great that the younger generation now have, you know, someone to look up to who's not necessarily, you know, at the end of their career either.
Yeah, and it's also, you know, there's a few of us as well, so you don't just have to have one role model. You know, there's a little bit of everyone that you can take from that kind of thing. You know, Dakota's good at stuff that maybe I'm not as good at, and same with Amy Kearney, and same with Julie. And I think that's the thing about social media and watching fights on the internet. You know, someone can take little snippets and little bits of advice from everyone and put it all together, and it can work for them. So I think it's great.
What's the plan for the rest of the year? I know you've got a final fusion next month as well.
Yeah, so the plan is in 5 weeks' time I'm fighting on my home show, Melton Mowbray, the 12th of November. Not sure who yet. And then a week later I'll be back on Infusion defending my Infusion World title in Groningen. It's a massive show in Holland. And I can't wait to be back and obviously defend my title and smash it, and then enjoy Christmas.
Yeah. A week between the two fights, does that worry you at all if you pick something up?
No, it doesn't worry me at all. You know, I look after myself. It's all about the recovery nowadays, and looking after my body. So what I'll do straight after my fight is I'll wrap my legs up, be in a cold bath. The next day I'll go to the cryo spa, you know, get my legs in a cold bath for recovery, and take ibuprofen, counter pain, the lot. Like, I'll be doing it all. Anything I can do, I'll do it. So obviously, to be in tip-top shape with on my belt.
Last one for me, Iman. It's the question that everyone wants me to ask, and it's the question everyone wants an answer to. Are we ever going to see Iman Barlow versus Tiffany Van Soest in a kickboxing ring?
Yeah. Well, I'm more than happy to fight her, and I think she's more than happy to fight me. I think it will just be the kind of, you know, the right place at the right time, and that is not at the minute. You know, she's doing different things, I'm doing different things. I think there will be a time, and we'll both be in the same place. So of course.
How big is that fight, do you think?
I think she is a massive name, obviously, in America, and also that's kind of transpired over here on the internet. And she is a great fighter. I also think she was kind of given a little bit on the pedestal, and she was given help, and Lion Fight made her huge. So good for her. And then also you've got me, and now I'm with Lion Fight. So I think it'd be a great fight. It'd be a great match. We're two different people, two different styles, and that's what everyone wants to see clash. So it's what the people want, and I think the people will get it. They've just got to be patient.
Well, I hope we get to see that, Iman. But really appreciate your time here, and let's go and enjoy some more Taekwondo.
USA, USA, USA. All right. Well, I think that would be good to see. I think it's good enough to know that you know, that I actually can see a fighter out of America versus Britain, even though that I fucked up on that accent, but I'm sorry, Iman. But hopefully that fight goes down. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be in, you know, a discussion. But no, like, it's really good that, you know that these fights are going down. Oh wait, can we just look at like 1 minute of this? Because obviously, because I see her train, you know, from time to time, and she be going hard in the paint. Whoop whoop.
Hey, stop scrolling for just a second. I have a question for you. How
bruh,
do you like?
Who cares?
And if you got your body looking,
who cares about
awesome
what you want to say
this summer? And look,
right, whatever. All right, well, I apologize for this lag, but let's talk about the possible fights, and actually let's talk about, or basically recite back to what Iman said. You know, when Muay Thai got very popular ever since Julie Kitchen, I actually wanted to recite to say Julie Kitchen, she's actually one of the best fighters that I actually seen growing up too. I actually saw that thing that was posting up on the soap opera network. It was called Ring Girls, and then it turned into I forgot the name of that show. It was called oh yeah, Fight Girls. Yeah, they had like a whole bunch of fighters like Lisa King, and like basically people that train to do, you know, like you know, like a Muay Thai challenge, which I just think like that was kind of bullshit. Which I like to which I wasn't even denying that show, but I knew like they had actual, you know, trained Muay Thai fighters like Gina Carano, and then there's that Asian guy, which I forgot his name, but no, like I definitely liked, you know, Gina Carano. She's a I just knew for her that she was a beast, and you know, her skills have actually kind of, you know, like basically made me want to watch Muay Thai, and then I was just like, oh wow, like, you know, it's actually kind of cool of how, you know, how much skill and how much talent that you need to have in order to basically survive. And I mean, like, personally with me, yes, I did wrestling at one point, and I mean, as of now, like, it says on the, it says right up on like the scale that I'm like about 300 pounds, but by looking myself into the mirror, I'm really not. Like it's just mostly in like my leg mass, so I just need to do a lot more running in order to actually get down more. But as far as like what I've been doing, like I've been doing more nerdy, you know, game design, doing what I gotta do and being for who I am. But no, overall, man, like I like doing what I like to do, and I like talking about sports, and I'm just really good with basically a whole bunch of other shit. You know, I was doing that thing with like the history thing, but I think I'll do that in like another, you know, time frame. But no, let's just talk about, you know, other fighters that I like. Like I like Miriam Nakamoto. She's a really beastie fighter. I'm just kind of surprised that she actually, you know, was that good of a fighter. And I think she fought with Julie, and I'm pretty sure Julie beat her. I'm almost positive, but I don't know the full details of that fight. But as far as anything else goes, like this is what I kind of said, you know, like the other time when I talked about, you know, 10 female fighters that I think should probably go pro for boxing, or possible fighters. But like, put it like this, you know, if we could have a fight where you actually have female boxers go up against female Muay Thai fighters, then I'd say that's a good collaboration, along with the UFC too, because at least like that would be like a WWE triple threat, you know, brawl, and like you would just see like a really good, you know, flurry of fights anyway. So what's really funny is that actually brings in a lot more popularity, and I think in basically my own view, you know, by looking at the amount of talent that's coming out of Muay Thai that can collab up against boxing and UFC, and probably, you know, just more newer future fighters yet to come, because, you know, there's a lot of good women that could fight out there. And I mean, personally, you know, like, I like, you know, boxers like, you know, Jessica Gonzalez, Mariana Juarez, Daniela Bermudez, or, well, technically her name is, I'm pretty sure her name is Daniela, like Daniela Romina or Daniela Bermudez. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. And then people like Kenya Enriquez, her sister Tanya, you know, Heather, you know, Katie Taylor, you know, shout out to you. Clarissa, you know, Clarissa, she'll always be like my girl forever. So, you know, like, she'll be rocking out, you know, getting them wins. She won't be losing, but even if she does lose, I'll still be supporting her. But no, you know, people like Franchon Cruz, you know, that was a person that lost to Clarissa. But, you know, like, the fight list keeps going on and on, and I think that for the future of female boxing, it will rise just like men's. And maybe, you know, in, you know, Worth's coming time, you know, the female fighting industry can be at its highest, you know, highest, like, passionate level, and girls can just get, you know, their fair share of what they, you know, deserve, just like guys. And I mean, no, like I said, like, I don't really give a shit about the whole wage gap thing, because I just know that it's all BS. It's like, you know, it's just the collective bargaining that companies, or basically promoters, don't want to give out to people if it's in the fighting industry for girls, and then they just need to get their fair share. And then, you know, once that's all said and done, bro, like, you know, because I bet you that there will be more females wanting to fight more because there's more money involved. And obviously, you know, they wouldn't be as afraid because they're getting, like, the right amount of training, they're getting good, you know, guidance, you know, before entering into their fights. And there would be more media exposure, because at least that way they have other sponsorships going after them to give them that opportunity. And that goes for people like Marlon Esparza, like Alondra Garcia, you know, she's from Mexico, but, like, basically the whole list goes on. Kara Rowe, you know, Lakeisha Williams, people like Stacey O'Reilly. Well, obviously, you know, like, they're done, but that's the same thing with Ada, but I still like her. But no, man, it's just really crazy of how the evolution of boxing has gone pretty downhill for girls. But I think it's gonna come back up. You know, like, I don't really see any problems with it. You know, it just takes time, and hopefully that can, you know, be at its highest, you know, level. But shout out to Iman Barlow, you're a beast. I also wanted to say, you know, well, I want to say thank you in advance for, you know, giving me, you know, or basically, you know, like, telling me that you have a sweater to give out to be sold. So I purchased one, so I'll give you a shout out once it comes in through the mail. So hope everything's going well. Huge shout out to your brother, he's a beast too, and your family, and the beautiful dogs. So long live puppies, and long live pit bulls and everything. Alright, I'll catch you guys right up in the next one, and peace.